everyone. Today I'll be discussing the topic of GAD, Generalized Anxiety Disorder. So what is GAD? GAD is characterized as a long-term state of excessive worrying and feelings of tension. Sufferers of GAD usually anticipate everything that can go wrong in terms of financial status, their health, their careers, and even the simple things in life that can possibly go wrong. So what is GAD? GAD is just a condition in which you really cannot relieve your anxiety even though you are aware of it. You are simply unable to calm down and you have trouble falling asleep and maintaining your sleep once you have fallen asleep, which is also very unpleasant to experience when you have to be up early in the morning the next day. So you can also experience twitching, headaches, mood swings, agitation, a shortness of breath, and just feeling tense excessively and all the time. And of course, it has to be of longer than 6 months duration in order to classify as GAD. So the Diagnostic Statistical Manual 5th edition has their own set of symptoms. So these include a couple of symptoms that have to be 6 months or longer of duration. So these include sweating, increased headaches, heart rate may be up, you can be easily alarmed, you have to have insomnia for longer than 6 months. So a couple more symptoms of GAD is excessive use of the restroom, not because you're drinking too much water, it's because you're nervous. You can also experience gastrointestinal reflux disease and globus which is just a tight knot in your throat that makes it difficult for you to breathe. And also you may be easily startled from noises that are usually not startling to someone that doesn't have GAD, but to you may cause you to go easily. So what causes GAD? So of course studies show that genetics do play a role, but also your environment and the way in which you were raised plays a role as well. So if you grew up with overprotective parents, studies show that this can lead to GAD. And also if you've experienced a period of stress in your life that has been of a long duration, this can be followed by an episode of GAD. So the repercussions of GAD. So if your anxiety is okay, like manageable level, you are okay, you can maintain a job, you are able to socialize just fine. But if your level of anxiety increases to an abnormal level, it will be hard for you to maintain a job and socialize properly, which can lead to difficulties accomplishing day-to-day tasks. So statistics of GAD are that 6.8 million Americans do suffer from GAD, and women have a higher disposition to suffer from GAD than men do. Usually, diagnosis occurs during middle age, but it can occur at any stage of your life. So, treatment options for you. Of course, you can choose the traditional cognitive behavioral therapy route with your psychologist, or medications such as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors that act on the neurotransmitter serotonin in your brain, which is responsible for regulating your mood, your appetite, your socialization, and your memory. So you do have a couple of options in terms of antidepressants. You also can choose SNRI, which is selective norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor, and you can also choose venlafaxine in that class of drugs. Or you can go the fast route, which are your benzodiazepines, and what these do is they quickly relieve the symptoms of anxiety. But there is a high price to pay with these drugs because you can develop a tolerance for them, which can easily lead to abuse. So please use with caution under the guidance of your physician. Thank you for watching.